right, let me start by saying that this is one of the most hardest questions that you might encounter on the exam. It's not the only one, but it's one of the most hardest questions. And this question, they always ask it all the time. Sometimes they change the numbers, sometimes they move the boom feet or the crane. So they just always play around with this number. So basically what it is that they know most students are not good in construction. So you will see many questions on the exam from construction side. So this is one of the most common asked question. Every PE questions, I've seen this question all the time. Let's get into the question. A crane with a 100 feet boom is being used to set a small load on the roof of the building shown. The minimum stand-off point A from the corner of the building to the center of the boom is indicated. So this is point A. This is the minimum that you're asking for. I mean, that's not what the question is asking, but that's the minimum you can stand, 5 feet. So now the question itself is asking for what is the maximum distance feet from the edge of the building that the load can be placed on the roof. So they're asking, let me take a marker. Let me use red. So they're asking for what is the minimum that we can stand from here all the way. I think I draw it to erase that. Uh-oh, I think the computer froze. Okay, let me just erase it and try to get a computer back on. Let me pause the video. Okay, so they're asking for that distance from this edge, that red dash that I'm showing. So that's what they're asking for. And let's see how to tackle this question. The first way that you need to tackle is to find the angle. This is actually a geometric angle. Let me draw from point A all the way down to where the boom foot is located. Let's triangle. I'm trying to form right triangle. That's all what it is. Right triangle. Okay. So let me take this triangle and just draw it somewhere right here. Don't mind my handwriting. I'm just trying to draw something so we can all see. It's a little bit up and down. It's not straight, but let me try to make it straight. It's a right angle. So, alright, let me change this back to black instead of red. So from point A, if we look at it, we have 45. 45 is on this side, 45. And we have the 10 feet. If you see that the base is a little bit up. So we have to say 45 minus 10 feet. So let me just write that somewhere right here. 45 minus 10 minus, okay, and this goes all the way up. See from here, it goes all the way up. We need to add that 5 feet plus 5 feet. If you do that, that will be 40. So the vertical angle that I have is 40. So I hope you don't mess that up. We raise this by 10 feet over here. You see where I put the dots? We raise it by 10 feet, so we need to subtract 45 minus 10. And we raise it up by 5 feet. So we need to add that 5 feet. So that's how we came up with 40 feet. Let's do the same thing for the horizontal. So we have 35 at the base. But on the edge, they require a minimum of 5 feet. So we need to say 35 minus 5. That will give us 30. So this is 30. So we just have to find the diagonal. We know how to find the diagonal, so you know this square, that would be square root of 40 square plus 30 square. I believe that should be 50, I believe. Let me just do it by my calculator so I don't mess it up. Because I know that's 34.5, but let me just double check. So square root of 40 plus 30 squared, that should be, yeah, it is 50 because it's 34.5 angle. This is 50. So now we can find the angle relationship. That's actually the major thing. I don't even think we have to find a D. It's always good to find the diagonal. We could just find the angle from there. Say, hey, what's the angle that this would be? That's what it is. So SOHCAHTOA. I hope you guys remember your SOHCAHTOA. So in this case, let me just say to opposite over adjacent. So the angle would be tan inverse of opposite 40 over 30. And that's 4 over 30. I should know that on top of my head. Looks like something. Let's see. Tan inverse of 40 divided by 30. So that should be 53.13. 53.13. Uh-oh. Okay, let me erase that one. 53.13. That's the angle. So now that we know the angle, the rest is actually, our life is easy. So they gave us the whole length for the boom is 100. And we just want to find the horizontal. So basically I have to redraw another. Let me change this to red. Let me just draw it over here. So this one is the bigger triangle, meaning this. I'm talking about this big triangle. Oh, this big triangle actually is this. Let me erase this so we will not get it confused. You see, it's the bigger one. We're looking at the bigger triangle. So now let me get back to let me use black over here. So we have this as 100, and we know this to be, this is 53.13. And we need to find H, because we're trying to find the distance where we can place the load horizontally on top of the roof. So now let's see which formula to use. So we can use SOHCAHTOA opposite. There's no opposite in that case. SOHCAHTOA adjacent over hypotenuse adjacent. Yes, so we can use cosine. So that would be, let me make sure I did it right. It's been a while I did something like this. Okay, twice. So that would be cosine adjacent H over hypotenuse, and that should be inverse of that. Let me erase this, and this should be 1. We know this gives us 53.13. So let's just find the H. That's all what we need to do. H will be, let me do this quick on my calculator. Let's see, 53. Take cosine of both sides. Cosine of that times 100. Cosine of 53.13 times 100. I'm getting 60. By the way, you don't have to say, okay, let me just write it as 60 feet. You don't have to say cosine inverse. You could actually just say because you can look at it. Say, hey, this look like it's 100 times cosine of h. But I have to show that some people cannot see the diagram. They cannot see the cosine rule or the sine rule. So that's why I have to show we call this SOHCAHTOA. We always call it SOHCAHTOA back from high school, basically. So h is 60 feet. So the whole entire h from this location all the way back over here is 60. So they're asking for how long from the edge to the center. So we just have to say 60 minus 35. And that should give you 25 feet. And I believe that's your answer. It's easy, just have to know your Pythagorean theorems. I'm getting B as my answer. I hope that's what the answer is. Let me just double check to make sure that we did it right. So yes, that's what the answer it is. And it's B. I hope I will see you guys on the next question. Bye.